Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name's Kevin. All right, so here we are. We're on the Porsche USA website. Um, Obviously, Porsche is known for their rear wheel drive biased and sometimes just rear wheel drive only sports cars. 911, Panamera, 718, Taycan. But here are their two SUV models, and the Macan is definitely their number one selling model because number one, it's the least costly, and that makes a difference because as a brand, people definitely know Porsche in terms of its quality and prestige in terms of obviously they're sports cars. But the Macan is a way to get into the brand and also still have the practicality of, this is a small crossover. There's a higher ground clearance. There's also a hatchback where you can put some stuff in there. So anyway, let's build one. So I've watched a lot of videos and done a little bit of research, and not a ton of research, so I don't really know as much about these vehicles as I did about the F-150 when I ordered it. But kind of what I've come to terms with is that I'm not going to price out the S or the GTS because fuel economy wise, those would be not the most ideal situation for what I do on a daily basis. They sure would be fun to drive. I was actually at one of my customers the other day, and I saw someone pull up in a GTS. It was definitely a pre-refreshed GTS, so it might have been a 2019, 2020, 2021, because I think they refreshed it in 21 or 22. It had a slightly different grille, but it still looked, sexy as hell. It was a good looking vehicle. But anyway, I went to our local Porsche dealership just one day just to kind of be a tire kicker. I didn't talk to any sales reps or anything like that. I just kind of went in the parking lot and looked at them in person. And I saw this T model, and the T model is new for 2023. And basically what it is, it's got the same base engine as the Macan base, but it has a couple of, options that are automatically put into it because it's technically a trim between the base and the Macan S, which then gets the V6 engine. And then, of course, the GTS is a V6 engine that's tuned a little bit more aggressively than the S. So the T comes with some cool things which kind of give you a little bit more of that flavor of the Porsche driving dynamics. So I think that this is the trim that I would option because it's automatically going to come with some of those things, and we'll look at that right here. So standard equipment, the cookies thing popped up there. So it's going to give you these really cool wheels. I really like these wheels. They're these ones right here. All sorts of pop-ups. I think it's a pretty good looking wheel. You can option the 21-inch wheels, but I think practicality-wise, a 20-inch wheel is as large as I want to go here with potholes and the winter and parking it in the city with curbs and whatnot. I've curbed some wheels on my Volvo XC60 before, and it was shortly after I got it, so it's not a fun experience to ruin a beautiful rim. So it comes with those. Comes with the wheel center caps with monochromatic Porsche crest. So tire pressure monitoring, yeah, I think they should all come with that. Heated front seats are standard on this trim. As you know, with Porsches, you can option these up pretty expensive because everything's pretty much a la carte when it comes to options on this, which I think is unfortunate, but you get what you pay for. If you want a Porsche, you're going to have to pay for it. And then this is part of like the appearance package of the T model, where you're going to get a lot of the trim, the mirrors, the little side blade on the side doors. They're going to come in this agate gray or agate gray. I don't know how you say it. It looks really sharp. I saw one, and I'll tell you the color that I'm going to choose in a second here. I saw it in exact color, and I think it looked really nice. Here's the side blades with the Macan T logo. So it gets the Macan T logo on the side of those blades as well too, as well as being in agate gray. So the Sport Chrono package is included, and if you look at that, it gives you just some more driving modes and expansion of Porsche stability management. I guess this rides a little bit lower than the base Macan. But I kind of like how this gives you that driving mode feature in the steering wheel, and that little button that gives you 20 seconds of, here it is right here, 20 seconds of a kind of a sport mode, so that if you're at a stoplight and there's someone next to you and you want to make sure you get up ahead of them, you can press that, and as the light's turning green, and you're good to go to get around them. This isn't the fastest engine in the world, and it's almost kind of silly to think that a Porsche would have a 2-liter engine, but I think it's fast enough for what I would need it for. And I think it's going to be more about driving dynamics when it comes to this. And then there's other like headlight stuff, sports, a heated steering wheel. So that comes standard on this. You have to really pay attention to this stuff because later on you'll see in the builder here, the options allow you to add different things on there that are standard. Or at least they don't let you kind of know you're getting it, and maybe like entices you to want to add it. So park assist, lane departure warning, climate control, cabin filter. All the 2023s come standard with adaptive cruise control. And for some reason, which is new for 2023, but I don't see that anywhere. So is it under technical data? No, this is just having to do with fuel tank size and all that stuff. Yeah, anyway, I don't know about that. So there's only 2 colors that are included in that, white and black. I guess I would be okay with black. That's probably what I would choose over white. But in this case, since I saw this gentian blue metallic, I would go with that. I think it looks really sharp in this trim with these rims. I don't like this color. I just don't like it. It stands out, but I don't like it. If I wanted to spend $2,900, I would get the chalk. I think that looks even better. It's like a grayish white, but we're gonna get the blue in this dream build of mine, which is only $700. That's reasonable for a paint, and just some more views with it in that paint color. So you can obviously option pretty much whatever rim you want. I don't think there's any reason to go beyond this. It's kind of a grayish rim that kind of matches the agate gray, and the trim pieces like up here, the side blade. It looks nice. And this also comes standard with the quad exhaust on that, which is probably overkill, but it looks really cool compared to the base exhaust ports. So we're going to leave the rims alone, not pay any extra for that because they're already included. This I will add because it kind of changes the color from the monochromatic to the colored Porsche crest, which will actually match the Porsche logo on the hood. So I'll do that, and then also do the locking wheel bolts because I don't want these precious tires and rims taken off there by anyone who wants to take them. So it comes standard with this Sport Tech seat centers. I kind of like those. It doesn't give you the ability to get ventilated seats when you do that, which is a nice feature. You can get the leather package in black instead, I guess. I don't know. I think these seats look really cool. The one that I saw in person, I didn't open the door because I didn't have the ability to look, have the key to look inside. But it looks really nice. I wouldn't mind foregoing the ventilated seats for this feature. It's got a little bit of leather on the side there, but it's it's cloth on the center, but it's like a real interesting stitching. It looks very sporty. Here's a better picture of it here. So let's assume I would keep that. It's only 8-way adjustment seats, but that's more than enough. Here's a package you can add on, the Premium Package Plus. Heated seats front and rear. Well, it already gets heated seats in the front as standard and a heating steering wheel, as we saw. So this is where it's confusing because you're adding a package that some of it's already there. The lane change assist, that's basically blind spot monitoring. That's a fancy way of saying blind spot monitoring. And this gives you the upgraded seats, a sunroof, which I don't care about sunroofs. I know probably for resale value, having a sunroof would be the way to go on this. And if I click this and add this, it's going to add $3,600, and it's going to change the seats from the Sport Tech to all leather because you can't get the ventilated seats on there. So I don't know. I guess we're going to have to add this, right? As much as I like those Sport Tech seats. So yeah, it's just letting me know that it's I get to pick the leather interior. Oh, it's going up $7,000 because I have to pick. Oh no, I just got to pick the regular that. It was trying to get me to pick one with special blue stitching on the inside to match the paint on the outside, which, that attention to detail is, where you're going to really see the biggest jump in price if you really want to kind of be matchy on that, which is kind of cool. So let's see here. Yep, so it's just letting you know you get the upgraded seats. It's not the full bore seats where you're going to get the bolster adjustment, but it's still more options in lumbar and whatnot. And then here, this is a way to upgrade to get like the black inserts on the inside, so it's more of an appearance thing. I'm not going to pay extra for that. So accept the changes. It's going up that $3,600 that it said it would. And now we get into more packages. Don't really care about exterior appearance packages. This already looks amazing to me. I'm not going to change it. I'm certainly not going to pay $1,800 to change little trim pieces here and there. That's someone who's just got gobs and gobs of money and just cares about that stuff, which I do not. No running boards. This is not high enough of a vehicle for me to want running boards, although that might protect some of the side there. Not going to change any of this. Oh, this is kind of cool. I got to get this. The underdoor puddle light projectors. That's fancy. My wife had an Audi Q3 that had those, the Audi rings that would come on there. And it wasn't a very, it's the cheapest Audi that you can buy. And I guess this is one of the cheapest Porsches you can buy, although this isn't the base trim. $330 is enough. Every time you open the door at night, it adds to the enjoyment of the vehicle. So that's worth it to me. I know that some of these come with the trailer hitches, and that's good for accessories for like a bike rack, but I saw a video where a guy, I ride my bike a lot, and sometimes I'll bring it places. I saw a video where a guy opened up and put the seats down and was able to fit a full road bike in here with no problem. So I probably would just do that. I wouldn't even worry about roof rails. I wouldn't worry about the hitch. I think the hitch kind of makes it look a little dorky. Obviously it's practical, and part of this vehicle you want to be practical, but for me, I'm going to forego that for $660. Yep, and none of that stuff I care about. This is the roof rack stuff. No. Let's see, logos. No. That's all like kind of appearance stuff. So performance. Adaptive air suspension. Well, I'm sure that would be nice for comfort. It lowers this even more. I think this is already lowered a little bit from the base trim, but I'm not going to pay for that only because that means future dollars and future problems that can happen with the air suspension. But I will add this Porsche Torque Vectoring Plus. I think that will help with improve the driving dynamics to just make this thing even more fun to drive, even though it's not the fastest off the line Porsche without the V6 engine. It doesn't have the V6 engine like the S or the GTS. Sport exhaust system. So it already comes with the quad exhaust tips, but it doesn't. Let me show a picture of it. Yeah, it already comes with these quad exhaust tips, but this is, from what I understand, another button that goes on your center console that allows you to open up the exhaust and make it sound more aggressive. If I had a V6 engine, I would absolutely get this, but I'm not going to bother with this engine. I'm sure it's going to be fine, and I really don't care about being the loudest person. Certainly I do enjoy a good exhaust note, but I'm not going to bother with that. And then lights and vision. Let's see here. This is just appearance stuff. A heated windshield would be great. Why don't I add that? I live in a snow belt. I hate scraping my windshield. $450 is more than worth it to me. Once again, I'm just having fun. This is going to be well outside of anything I could ever afford, but we do this every now and again. We dream. Interior packages and trim. See, this is just like, you could spend hours on here and you could, chip away at some of the things. Well, I guess I don't really need that, and take it off and put it back on. And this is just all like appearance stuff where you can really customize it. If money was no option, absolutely would I be doing all this stuff? Probably. Just for fun, because you could. Yeah, Porsche Creston headrests, front and rear. I think it already comes on the front headrests included, but this would add it to the rear ones, which I really don't care because I rarely ever have rear seat passengers. All right, steering wheel. It already comes with a nice steering wheel. It's already heated, as I know from the standard equipment on this trim. Interior, personalized air vent surrounds. This is all just like really super customizable. Changing the color of your chrono stopwatch in the center, which would come in this vehicle because it has the chrono pack. Just the door sills, really customizable. All right, so assistance systems. This is where I definitely need to add some things. I don't need self-steering park assist, although I wonder if this eventually would allow firmware update of some sort of lane centering, because it is going to actually control the steering wheel for you. I don't know. I don't know that the camera systems are present on, or there's enough camera systems present on this. But let's see. I would want the lane change. Oh, this is included. The lane change assist. It's saying that it's included, so that's actually nice that it's telling me that. I like surround view cameras. Why not? And I like the lane keep assist, including traffic jam assist. I want that because that's, it's not lane centering, but it's going to at least warn me when I'm leaving the lane. And then this is also going to allow the adaptive cruise control to work during the traffic jams a little bit more efficiently and with less annoyance. So these are all just like little added things. An ionizer, if you want to feel better about yourself as you're driving around. I'm already going to feel great driving this, so I don't think that's even necessary to go even further and have an ionizer added into there. Although, if money was no object, I'm being a little bit conservative here, even though you can already see the prices going up to $77,000. Audio and communication. I gotta get the Bose. I can't spend $5,700 on a sound system in a car when I don't even have a sound system that costs that much in my house. I have a nice sound system, but it's nowhere near that. So we'll compromise and get the Bose. I think that's more than worth it. I like a good listening experience while I drive around. I'm constantly listening to music or podcasts, so that would be helpful. So let's see here. The grand total is $78,030 with destination. Does not include tax. Does not include dealer fees, DMV fees, or anything like that. So you're talking, in my state, 8.75% sales tax. And, dealer fees aren't usually a huge thing like in some other states in my state. But there's going to be some fees associated, a couple $100, and this is well over $80,000. This is getting close to $90,000 when the tax is put on there. I'll never afford this, but gosh darn, this is a sexy vehicle. In person, if you've never seen one in person, it's almost like, for me, it was a love at first sight thing. When I saw this car, I'm like, oh my God, how do I get in one of these things? I did go on the Porsche Finder because it's a place where you can find used Porsches as well as new Porsches. And there are some 2023 Macan T's already popping up on there that, are low mileage, of course, that, are probably not spec'd in this way, don't have as many bells and whistles, but are in the $60,000 range, which is more reasonable. So if I were to ever get one of these things, it would have to be used or certified pre-owned. And as long as it was taken well care of and no one beat it up too much, that would be a pretty good deal. Because obviously you can see, Porsches and they hold their value pretty well, and the Macans relatively well. But certainly there's going to be some depreciation, and I'd rather enter that. If I'm going to try and afford one, I'd rather enter that on the used market with low mileage and as close to the current model year as possible, so that technology and features are there that I was looking for. It's really interesting on these here that let me see if I can get the shot of the front. Yeah, so looks different than, I believe it's the 2020 or the 2021. Maybe it was 2021 that they refreshed the front fascia of these, so that there's more slats in the front grille, these plasticky things across the front here. So you can definitely tell the difference between the quote unquote older and the newer one, but the entire body shape really hasn't changed that much. So even that GTS I saw the other day that had the older style front grille still looked new and fresh, and you didn't give it a second glance really to think that, oh, this is an old model or anything like that. So uh, even if little things change over the next couple years with these, well, actually, I think from what I understand, these are Porsche is going to go eventually all electric, and that's probably when they'll do the major refresh on the Macan, is when that goes full electric, because they're already starting to get some hybrid and electric models on the books, but I think their plan is to, by 2025, go full electric. So I almost kind of would like to own, even if it's a 2-liter 4-cylinder Porsche Macan, an internal combustion engine Porsche before they don't make them anymore. But unless I win the lottery, that won't happen. All right, so that was the video for the week. It was a bit long, but you could spend a lot longer on the Porsche configurator if you want to. Anyway, please like and subscribe if you haven't already for more content like this, truckless content. And I will see you guys next week.